What assistive technology and technology in general do I have, use, and find helpful for people who are blind and visually impaired? Here's part 2 of my answer. Hi everyone, it's Carrie from Live Accessible, and last week I talked about some of the assistive technology and aids that Pablo and I used that were a little bit more low-tech or were especially designed for people that are blind and visually impaired. But in this video, I want to go over some of the more high-tech technology that Pablo and I use to help us in our daily life, because as blind and visually impaired people, we do use a lot of things to help us live more accessible. So you can watch this video, and you can also watch the other video that I did, which is part 1, in the YouTube card and in the description. By the way, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. We do videos on technology, tips, and encouragement for people who are blind, visually impaired, and sighted supporters. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe and hit the bell for more videos like these. And before we get started, what high-tech technology do you use? Leave it in the comments below. So the first thing that I have to mention is, of course, my smartphone, because as Pablo always says, I can't live without it. But it is so many things in one. I use it as a magnifier, I use it to read, I use it to listen to books, I watch videos, I learn everything on it. I use it to connect with all of you guys, I use it to record videos. I do so many things with my phone, and that's because phones today, whether they're Android or iOS, have technology built into them like magnification or zoom and talkback and voiceover, which can magnify what's on the screen or read what's on the screen to you. I currently have a Android Google Pixel 2 XL, and Pablo right now, he's using an iPhone 10, and he also has a Pixel first generation phone. A lot of the apps that we use is KNFB Reader, which is an OCR app. There's WeZoom, which I use as a magnifier all the time. There's Button Mapper, which I've done a video about before, and it just creates shortcuts for different apps, which I have created a shortcut for inverting the colors as well as launching the WeZoom app. Other really great OCR apps is Seeing AI and Envision AI, and they also do object recognition, so they not only take a picture of text and convert that to something that can be read out loud, but they also can detect people and different objects and products and different things like that. There's also Be My Eyes, which connects you to a volunteer that helps you see different things that you need. There's of course a lot of different apps for books like Bard and Bookshare and LibriVox and Overdrive. I recently did a video about a lot of different ways to get accessible books, which I will link. There's also a lot of money readers and light detectors, and I have to say this, but Uber is an app that I use all the time on the phone. Both me and Pablo use it just for transportation, because of course transportation can be a struggle when you're blind or visually impaired and you don't drive. There are actually so many different apps for both iOS and Android, and I will leave a link to a page on our website, which is liveaccessible.com, of a list that I've compiled with a lot of help from Sam from The Blind Life and Kyle from Blind Awareness, and we've just made a list of different iPhone and Android apps that are helpful for people who are blind or visually impaired. Something that's on our phones is voice assistants like Google Assistant, Siri, and even the A-Lady, Alexa from Amazon. There's something that we can access on our phone, but a lot of them also have physical devices like the Amazon Echo and the Google Home Mini, which Pablo and I have multiple ones all over our little home, and they are just so helpful. I ask it the time, the weather, the news, different tips, music, podcasts, you name it. There's so many things that they can do, and one of the things that I like are smart devices like smart lights or smart plugs. And we also have a Honeywell smart thermostat, and we can connect it with our home assistants and control those smart devices on the Google Home Mini or the Amazon Echo. It just really makes life a lot easier, more efficient. And right now we only really have 2 smart bulbs, which I hope to expand to the future. They do get a little bit pricey, but in the future I would love to have the whole house be able to be automated in that way. Pablo and I also both have Bluetooth headphones. I actually have an LG Tone, and I really like it. It's a neckband style Bluetooth headset, and it has retractable earbuds. And what I really like is that I can just have it around my neck all day. I can walk around, chase after little Pablo, cook, clean, all that kind of stuff, and it'll just be hanging around my neck and it doesn't fall off. It's not uncomfortable. I can receive calls, I can play music, podcasts, YouTube videos, all different kinds of things. It also has an app where you can control notifications. Even if you are not using TalkBack, you can have it announce messages or calls to you or different app notifications, and you can specify which apps you want to hear notifications from. You can also have a shortcut which you have to pick between the time, a voice memo, and some favorite contacts. And that's what I use. I use the favorite contacts, and so I'm able to quickly call Pablo or my sister or my mom or my dad without holding my phone as long as my Bluetooth headset is connected. Pablo prefers a Plantronics, however you say that brand, and it's only on one ear and a little microphone kind of comes down, and he likes that, and it works well with his iPhone, with Siri and VoiceOver and everything, but I just really like the LG Tone. Along with Bluetooth headphones or headset, we like to use Bluetooth keyboards. Of course, you could just use the screen and navigate everything that way, but sometimes a keyboard is a lot faster. There's a lot of shortcuts that you can use for TalkBack and VoiceOver or just typing. I mean, voice dictation is great, but it doesn't always understand, and sometimes it's just nice to type something up really quickly, especially when it comes to passwords and things of that nature. So we find the Bluetooth keyboard really, really helpful. And one of our favorites is the Logitech, because you can switch between 3 different devices, and it supports iPhone, it supports Windows, and it supports Android. It's a pretty neat keyboard. Along with keyboards, Pablo has recently been playing with a couple different Braille displays that his work has been lending to him, and so we are both trying to learn Braille and improve our Braille skills. And so, they can connect to your phone, iPhone and Android. They can connect to your computer, whether it's Windows or Mac. Sometimes speech is really great, but sometimes Braille, it just taps into another part of your brain, I think, and it can be very helpful in a lot of different circumstances. So that kind of leads into computers. A lot of people love their smartphones, and I'm one of them, definitely. But another thing that I can't live without is the computer, because while smartphones are just so convenient because they're small and they can go with you anywhere, computers are just another level. They're so much more powerful than a smartphone, and they have a lot of things that you can do that you can't do with a smartphone. I use Zoom Text and Magnifier, which enlarges the screen and makes things bigger and easier to see. There's different filters and color contrast, and Pablo uses JAWS, and I use JAWS sometimes too. Sometimes we both use NVDA. As a last resort, we use Narrator when things are going wrong. If you are looking for a screen reader, definitely try NVDA because it is free. There's a lot of people who like JAWS better. There's a lot of people that like NVDA better. Pablo and I really like having both, because sometimes one does better at something than the other, and so it's helpful to have both of them. We also use Kurzweil, which is like KNFB Reader and Seeing AI and Envision AI, but it's a lot more powerful. You can have different voices. You could make like a whole Daisy book with it. You can have so many customizations and correct the character recognition. A lot of the time, the KNFB Reader Seeing AI isn't perfect, but if you want to correct it, you can do that through Kurzweil. You can make documents and books into audio. It's just a really, really great program. So that's the technology that me and Pablo use all the time and that we find helpful. We hope that it helps you and encourages you to use more assistive technology and just technology in general, because a lot of the mainstream technology these days have accessibility built right into them. So I hope this can help you or someone you know. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up below and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more videos on how you can live accessible. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.